One thing that I frequently worry too much about is schooling and what that path looks like exactly. Sometimes I have planned out my schooling to like the next 6 years basically. I get pretty good grades, so I think it's kind of like, it can definitely turn into a pride thing where it's like, oh, when I'm 25, 26, I'm going to have all of these degrees, and people are going to look at me and be like, wow, he has 3 degrees or 4 degrees and he's like 25. That's amazing. What a smart guy. And aside from that pride of like worldly accomplishments, there's also some pride there in just that I want to have my life exactly planned out for the next 5 years, because I don't have to have faith and trust in God like every year, like, okay, God, where do you want me this year? Where am I going to best serve you? It's very prideful to think that for the next 5 years, I know exactly where God is going to take me, and I know exactly what is best for me. God knows me better than I do, so I just need to trust him in that. But then on the flip side, I try to like get away from like that the pride that I might get from formal education, and I just get into these moods where I'm like, nah, forget formal education. It's a waste of time. I'm a pretty smart guy. I can teach myself all of this. Why am I here? Why am I spending thousands of dollars to do this when I could theoretically just teach myself? This is especially bad when I reach points in schooling where I'm like, this assignment is a total waste of time. If I was just given like an hour of free time somewhere, I would just read a book of the Bible. That would be way more beneficial to me than this silly assignment. But the funny thing about that is, even though I'm getting from like the one pride of like feeling good about worldly accomplishments in front of other people, that second option is also prideful, because I think that I can just teach myself everything because I'm that smart and that driven and that exceptional compared to everyone else. So it's still pride either way. And I still want to have my life planned out. Like, what if I'm like, okay, forget this planning out life thing. I'm just going to, take it year by year, do some self-study and work, etc. What if in that process, God is like, no, I want you to go back to school. I still need to trust God. And so like in the midst of all that, and like literally I think about this so much. Like I have to be so conscious and pray so much to get myself to stop thinking about what I'm going to do for the next 5 years for schooling or not schooling. And I just reach this place all the time where I'm like, God doesn't want me to know 5 years from now. When it comes to the time where I need to make a decision, he will make it clear which path I should take, but I am very far from that point where I need to decide. God doesn't necessarily want me in formal education for the next 5 years. And he also doesn't want me necessarily like self-studying and working for the next 5 years either, and like doing ministry and stuff. He wants me in the middle, in the tension where I have to look to him and rely on him every day, week, and month to figure out what his will is. He is most glorified when I make my home and I make my comfort in that uncomfortable tension of not knowing. Because then I'm just trusting him every day, and I'm constantly humble because I have literally no idea where he wants to take me. Wow, it's almost like that concept is like literally on every single page of the Bible. Who knew? Anyway, that's just like an example of like, you know things, but like you suck at like actually living them out until you have like an epiphany, like, wow, this is the Bible and this is me, and these need to come together. That's pretty much it. I hope, again, that you could relate to that in some way. Like maybe not even necessarily like in education, but just seeking the Lord's will and trying to like overplan your life. Yeah, be encouraged. Seek God today. See you later.